Hey guys, happy Friday. I'm Callie.
And I'm Chastity. Jess and Dan are still out, but they'll be back next week. So we've got your top 5 stories of the week.
To start off, Destiny 2's Leviathan Prestige raid was beaten in an hour after it went up.
How?
With a glitch.
Oh.
For context, when Team GameSpot played the regular version of the raid, so not the hard one, we went in blind and it took us 6 hours just to make it halfway. So an hour is really, really fast.
So the Prestige raid was delayed. Is this the same glitch that delayed it?
No, that was a glitch that prevented ads from spawning in the boss. This is actually called the coil glitch, which is tied to the Wardcliffe coil rocket launcher, and it lets you instantly fill up your power ammo. Personally, I like taking my time with Destiny 2's harder late game stuff. I think part of the fun is figuring out what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
So I'm not the kind of player that's going to try to be the world's first at something, but people are kind of mad that they got the title of world's first when they used kind of like an exploit glitch, they cheesed it basically. And so, I don't know if that's something that I personally would be mad at, but I get it.
Yeah, that's understandable, but just do it your best without the glitch and just be proud of yourself. Don't get mad.
Get glad.
Yeah. So next up, I heard a Halloween event is coming to Pokemon Go.
That is right, Chastity, and that also means that the first Hoenn Pokemon are going to be introduced to the game. So this is pretty big.
Okay.
Gen 3 Pokemon finally coming. That's from Ruby and Sapphire, if you don't know.
So who do we got?
We got Banette, Duskull, Sableye. I love these guys. Ghost Pokemon are some of my favorites. I don't know if they're as recognizable as maybe
scary.
It's maybe Pikachu, but it's still very cool, and it's something to keep people playing the game, which I always like.
And there's also Pikachu wearing a witch's hat.
And for your character, you can get a Mimikyu hat, which is weird because this Pokemon came out in Sun and Moon. It's not at all a Gen 3 Pokemon, but I'm down.
Everybody loves Mimikyu.
He's my favorite.
A division of Sony is now publishing Nintendo Switch and PC games under a new label.
It's called UntiZ.
I think it's pronounced UntiZ.
Or that.
So some upcoming projects include a game called Tiny Metal, which you can see here. It's a turn-based strategy inspired by Advance Wars.
And there are 2 projects listed for PC/TBA, so we don't know a lot about those.
Yeah.
But it's worth noting that this is a label under Sony Music Entertainment, not Sony Interactive Entertainment or PlayStation Division. So it's a little weird.
Yeah, they operate independently of each other, so I wouldn't get too excited.
Yeah, you're not gonna see Uncharted on your Switch or anything. That's a system seller. This is more for indie games to get them to as many people as possible, which is cool.
Yeah.
Switch got a very big update this week.
Yep, they're adding gameplay capture, they got safe data transfer, and more.
We talked about this yesterday, but I want to emphasize how relieved I am that Update 4.0 adds save data transfer. I just like that I don't have to worry about upgrading my Switch down the line if they add a model that has better battery life or something, because right now I kind of feel locked into the console that I have, and so it's nice that with this update I don't have to worry about that anymore.
It's true, and now I can capture my gameplay of Sonic Mania where I keep dying. I don't think anyone wants to watch that, but yeah, capture gameplay.
I would.
And finally, our top story of the week, EA announced that they're shutting down Visceral Games.
This will affect the story-driven Star Wars game they've been working on for some time.
The studio behind the Dead Space series and other titles was planning a single-player Star Wars game, and they'd been working on it and will be overhauled and moved to a different EA studio, according to EA.
Executive VP Patrick Sutherland said that EA wants to take Visceral's game in a different direction. Specifically, he said pivot.
It was shaping up to be a linear, story-based adventure, but Sutherland talks about how EA looked at the marketplace and wants to make a game that players can, quote, come back to and enjoy for a long time to come.
And if you read between the lines, this sounds a lot like Destiny.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of game it's going to be, but I doubt that it's going to be a story-driven single-player game anymore. It's going to be something completely different, which is unfortunate because myself and other Star Wars fans were really looking forward to a game like this. Like, this is something we needed. It could have been, like, the best Star Wars RPG ever. But who knows now? Visceral will be shut down and development will move to EA Vancouver, where the game will shift towards an experience that, quote, allows for more variety and player agency.
Visceral has been around for almost 20 years and was known as EA Redwood Shores until May 2009.
So there were a lot of high hopes around this game because of Amy Hennig, who we know from her work on Uncharted. She was the senior creative director on the Star Wars game, and so we had a lot of hope that this would be good. Like, a lot of Star Wars fans and myself were hoping for this story-driven, single-player game, and now who knows what it's going to be, but
it's really heartbreaking, and our heart goes out to anybody affected by the change at Visceral.
Let us know what you think of today's stories in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the evolution of Grand Theft Auto tomorrow on GameSpot.com.
Jess and Dan will be back on Monday, but we will be back Wednesday while they're at PAX Australia, so if you're in Australia, say hi to them, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Destiny 2's raid, me.
Off to a great start.
But a lot of people are pretty mad that they got the title of Ward.
That's okay. Did we forget anything?
Pikachu in a witch hat.
Oh, yeah.
Redwood Shores until May 20th.
Cool.
Woo!
All right.
Freedom.
I shared.